different kind of freeze, a freeze on federal funding.
I'm a fifth-generation farmer.
Rodney Cook is proud to grow corn, soybeans, and alfalfa outside of Sioux Falls, but he tells NBC affiliate Dakota News Now that he's worried delays in federal funds for conservation programs could stop progress farmers have made.
We got to have healthy soil, which creates healthy crops, which creates healthy animals and healthy people.
On his first day in office, President Trump issued an executive order halting all federal payments connected to the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act, including nearly $20 billion for conservation programs run by the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
A lot of these funding things have already been contracted, so we're talking about breaching and breaking contracts, breaking promises that have already been made.
The pause had broad implications across rural America, with many farmers just weeks away from the critical planting season. In Minnesota, a sunflower farmer and processor telling state lawmakers he isn't sure he can count on the nearly $500,000 federal reimbursement he was banking on for a huge production expansion already underway.
Our portion will be right around $250,000 out of our pocket.
NBC affiliate CARE reporting the ripple effects could impact businesses that count on the farms like this local cereal maker.
We want to contract with more farmers to grow more sunflowers.
In Maine, a nonprofit farm that supports sustainable practices is still waiting on $300,000, the latest disbursement of promised federal grant money that could lead to misled opportunities for other farmers around the country.
To benefit from a program that really is designed to help them build resilience.
And in Massachusetts, beekeeper Ange Roll was planning to use a $30,000 grant to install deer-proof fencing and an irrigation system for a newly planted orchard.
This isn't just like I fill out a form and I get some money. It's really a highly competitive process. And to do all of that labor and invest all of that time and then to have that rug pulled out from under you is totally destabilizing.
Little by little may get sent out, with the USDA last week saying it would release a first tranche of pause funding, $20 million.
But $20 million is not a lot of money in that context of just how much we're talking about being disrupted in this situation.
The government partly blaming misallocated funds, with Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins generally stating it is clear that some of this funding went to programs that had nothing to do with agriculture. That is why we are still reviewing. We will honor our commitments to American farmers and ranchers. We reached out to the USDA about some of the specific farms and processors mentioned in this piece, and were told that portions of programs funded by other legislation, the Farm Bill, have not been paused, and that the Secretary continues to evaluate other paused funding. It's an added hardship for farmers already worried about bird flu, the threat of tariffs, and a potential trade war looming with Mexico, Canada, and China. Farmers on the ground like Cook in South Dakota hoping for solutions.
We got to find a way to survive and thrive and evolve and continue. We got no other choice.
Shaquille Brewster, NBC News.
A police officer in New Jersey made a daring rescue after a dog fell through the ice on a frozen lake while chasing geese. The dog, named Taffy, was part of a geese control company trying to scare geese away from the park when she chased a bird onto the melting ice and then fell in. That's when patrolman Douglas Centrone got the call, put on a wetsuit, and crawled out and dove into that water to save the dog.
We talked about that lake. We always talk about, any these type of situations. So you could see her head. She was kind of by the edge of the ice. Honestly, not too. In the wetsuit, it wasn't too bad. Just happy to be at the right place at the right time and help Taffy.
Patrolman Centrone is the